friends, welcome to a wonderful program. Every week I'm looking forward to this wonderful program where we get to interact and share knowledge pertaining to music. And it's really good to see you wherever you are. Of course, I can't see you, but as you join, and please type any comment that you have in the comment section, and see and let me know how you are enjoying this program. I'm so happy to be with you, and every time I look at the topics that will be coming, I'm so inspired to see so many things that are within music, you know, to discover new things that I actually have no idea, and now I'm learning even more. So as you come, please make sure you come to share as well. So today we have another topic, and I want to thank each one of you for taking time to come and join this program. And so without wasting much of your time, because we need to be cautious with time, we'll go straight to our topic. But before we even go to our topic, like I told you, that one of the things that we'll be enjoying in this program are live performances. Last week we had Vanessa performing. This week we have John. John is with us and he's ready to perform for us. So I'm going to cross to John and he's going to perform for us before we go into today's topic. Enjoy the performance. Wow. Indeed, we can clap hands for John. Absolutely. Please bow for your audience again. They want to see you. That was a beautiful performance by John. Thank you so much, John, for coming to our program. We look forward to see you next week as well, or next time when you're ready. Thank you very much, and bye for now. That was a wonderful performance by John, friends. And like I've said, this program is an educational program. And please, make sure you send us a video of your child performing, and we will feature your child on this program. Our aim is to nurture and inspire these young. Please pardon me. Let me just close the door. Right. So that was a performance by John. John has been practicing, and he was looking forward to sharing his journey with each one of us. Before we go to the next program, let's make sure that we are all ready. If you have a friend who can benefit from these lessons, please share this video, share this stream, and let's have as many people learning about issues to do with music. And let's spread the knowledge, and let's share this free knowledge, if I may put it that way. So in the meantime, before we go to the topic for today, dealing with performance anxiety, let's just take a short break.
You may be a music teacher, a musician, a school administrator, a parent, a music student, or even a music fan. Join John Chitambo, an accomplished international music educator, on an enriching online live stream show, Ask John, a community educational program where music-related issues are addressed. Every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Malaysia time. That's 12 p.m. to 12:45 p.m. Central Africa.
Indeed, we are extending this wonderful program to each one of you. So today's topic is a topic that affects each one of us. And you may not be a musician, but in everything that we do, we are performing. As I present this program to you, I am also performing. And so there are so many anxieties that actually come as you stand in front of people. But before we even go deep into the program, let's look at what we covered in the past 2 weeks. The first, when we just started this program, we looked at choosing an instrument for our children. It is a huge and a very, very challenging task when we are presented to find an instrument which is suitable for our children or even for yourselves. And we covered this topic, and things that came out prominently were that parents' interest and aspirations should not serve as the sole defining reason for your child's instrument choice. So we looked at this to say mostly parents want to impose an instrument on their children because of their aspiration, because they love it, and so we failed to understand what is best for our children. And I also said the process of selecting a musical instrument has to be focused on a child. It has to be a child-centered. We need to know our children, the best interest of our children, and what is best for our children, and make sure that we consult. We also said that we have to consult those who are the experts if we have opportunity to have music teachers around us, and make sure the music teacher works with your child to know exactly what is best for the child. And then last week we looked at the secret to success, and this was another crucial topic because we're all looking for success. So we set goals, and when we set goals, it's either we are successful or we're not successful. And we said practice is central to the development of all aspects of musical expertise. These were findings that we looked at. If you don't practice, you will not be successful. And we also said, we also discovered that most children, they really don't practice. They find practicing quite challenging. Why? Because they don't find it fun. And you always have to force them to do that. And why do they do that? Because the needs and interests of the children are not realized. So meaning you need to ensure that you align your teaching with things that somehow interest the children. That way you build and boost their interest and passion in what you are teaching. You need to look for that. The interest of the children. And sometimes it's us in things that we do. We don't find time to practice what we do, our works. We don't find time to do that because we have not realized our goals. We have not realized our interest. Lack of parental involvement, again, was another crucial factor. If parents are not involved in the affairs of their children, learning will not take place. Children will be struggling. We will be struggling as well as parents. We'll be forcing them because we are not involved in their educational development. So parents need to be involved in the learning process of their children. I hope you are listening, and I hope you are following so far. And so these are some things that we have covered in the past. If I'm too fast, please type in the comment section, and then I'll slow down. Lack of clear expectations as set by the teacher. You need to set clear expectations in your teaching, in your assignment. You need to look at what is it that you want your children or your students to achieve. So clear expectations needs to be set by the teacher, and make sure they are communicated to their parents. Don't ask children to practice. Teach them the importance of practice. Why do you want them to practice? The best you can do is to teach your students, Teach them. Teach yourself. Learn. Why do you want to spend time doing these things? Why is it that I'm spending much time to go through all these lessons and do what I do? It's because you look at the importance of things. When you look at the importance of things, then you spend time on them. You always spend time on things that you love. No one will force you because you know the importance of those things. And so, friends, we have to set goals, but setting goals is not enough. We need to practice, and we should work towards those goals that we've set. And this is very important. You need to organize opportunities for the children. Motivation is one thing that came out last week, that children need motivation to do what you want them to do. So incentives will do wonders. If you try those incentives, incentives don't spoil children. It's how you present them. I need incentives. Even at workplace, if I'm given incentives, I'll perform maybe 10 times extra, I'll add some energy because I'm motivated. So motivation is very important, not only for children, not only for adults. Everyone needs incentives. So if you are, wherever you are, whoever is watching, whatever position you have, consider incentives in your organization. You will see the results that you will get. It's really important to look at this aspect. Children need incentives. Like John just performed. I sometimes give them incentives. So I'll give them something for performing, and they'll be very happy to do that. So incentives don't spoil children. It's the way you present them. So we all need incentives. So why not for children as well? So these are things that we covered in the last topics. Today, it's another crucial topic: anxieties. I think I need to take a deep breath for this one before I go into this topic for today. So let me take a quick break, and then I'll be back.
You may be a music teacher, a musician, a school administrator, a parent, a music student, or even a music fan. Join John Chitambo, an accomplished international music educator, on an enriching online live stream show, Ask John, a community educational program where music-related issues are addressed. Every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Malaysia time. That's 12 p.m.
All right, now we are back, and let's quickly go through the topic for today so that we can finish. Dealing with anxieties. Whoever is educated by anxiety is educated by possibilities. And only he who is educated by possibility is educated according to his infinitive. What a lovely statement. This statement is absolutely, when I was looking at this statement, I said, oh, okay, so anxieties are not always negative. They're not negative. If you have anxieties in your life, there are some anxieties which are not bad, but very positive. Now let's look at what anxieties are. These are emotions. It's an emotion that arises when we feel threatened by challenges that test our ability to manage them. So basically, anxiety, right now, it's possible that I can experience anxiety. By just presenting this topic in front of you, I can either use this anxiety to boost my confidence or to destroy me and mess up with this presentation. So it's a strong emotion to some extent. It's an emotion that arises, and we are all faced with this. And this is a crucial topic for musicians, for everybody. This is a crucial topic because anxiety can lead to distraction in your life if not well managed. And we will see that everybody has anxiety. We will see as we move on. Now, when we feel anxious, we may also feel that we can neither control the situation nor predict its outcome. So these are moments when you feel challenged in your life, when you feel challenged at work, and you feel anxious. These are emotions. And it's either you manage them or you don't. And I can assure you, as we move on, you see that certain anxieties are very, very dangerous, and that certain people they are on a medication just to help manage those anxieties. So this is a crucial topic which can make us productive as musicians, or wherever you are operating from, whichever position you have. Anxiety will come when you are challenged. When you are challenged, we are faced with challenges. Anxiety would come. There are some whereby they have prepared a presentation and they just mess up because of anxiety. So, dealing with anxiety, performance anxiety, whether music or whatever, is a very crucial aspect for every human being, you included. You are not exempted. So, music performance anxiety is the experience of marked and persistent anxious apprehension related to musical performance that has arisen through specific anxiety conditioning experiences, and which is manifested through combination of affective, cognitive, somatic, and behavioral symptoms. We need to look at that, because you know what? We need to look at things that bring about this anxiety. So please, you can download these, you can get these lessons and go through whenever you have time. So the point is, we all have anxieties. Like I mentioned, we all have anxieties. They manifest depending on the challenge you are faced with. So as a musician, please type there, or yourself. How do you manage your anxiety? You know, we want to learn, and I want to collate all the information, and I can share with the community as well. How do you manage your anxiety when you're presented with challenges? What do? Others, they bite their nails. Others, they drink some water. Others, just type in the comment section. Let me learn from you how you manage your anxiety. I'll visit at some point. I'll check if there are comments, and I'll go through them so that we learn how you guys manage your anxiety. So they manifest depending on the challenge that you're faced. Now, in order to play properly, stress is necessary. It's a necessary component. Sometimes stress is very important. So don't take stress negatively. So there are times when actually stress brings about productivity. But our topic for today is, how can we manage it when it comes? Because sometimes it can destroy things, and sometimes you might survive. But when you're presented with stress, when you're presented with anxiety, how do you manage? And that's what we are looking at today. And if you're joining us, friends, today we are looking as musicians, how can we cope with anxieties? Whether you're a musician or whatever position how do we cope with anxiety? I want you to be able to be in the position to help others. And things that we learn, we can apply them when you're on stage. Say, oh, I learned something. Let me try to apply it. Maybe it will help me. So at the end of this, we will look at the points that are very important in managing anxiety. You really need to focus. And we'll be finishing soon. So only when stress becomes excessive can it interfere with musical ability. When we allow stress in our lives, friends, when we allow it to go beyond our capacity, then we might face challenges in our abilities, musical abilities, or everything that we do. So dealing with anxiety, let's look at the types of anxieties. You know, this one, when I was looking at this, I was I was like, wow. This is so amazing information. So there is adaptive anxiety. So the body adapts to a threatening or challenging situation by increasing our state of arousal. Now, this type of anxiety may be experienced as excitement and may enhance coping with and improve performance. So let's take, for instance, you know you're going to perform in front of the president. and you've prepared, there is some level of excitement, and there is also some level of anxiety that comes. Now, this is adaptive anxiety. So you prepare, I'm going to perform in front of the president. So you are excited, but at the same time, you are scared because there's so many people. So, but this kind of adaptive, where you adapt to the situation, this is a type of anxiety that as a result of you are so excited, but it's very possible to cope with this kind of anxiety. Let's look at the next one. Reactive anxiety. Results from actual or perceived inability to meet the demands of the situation. So let's look at adaptive anxiety. Now, reactive anxiety, where now you are not able to cope with the situation. So adaptive anxiety leads to reactive anxiety. How you react to that determines how you're going to cope with the anxiety. So you're in a situation, you're excited, but then you're overtaken by this anxiety. That's reactive. You fail to cope with the magnitude of the people sitting there. You're scared. And that can ruin your performance. If you're a musician, you need to really take care of this. How you react to the situation, to the setting, to the situation you found yourself with, how you react affects your performance. Dealing with anxiety, friends. This is another maladaptive anxiety. Anxiety impairs thinking, oh my goodness, and problem solving, and has a negative effect on behavior or performance. This one is dangerous because you can't just think. And maybe you realize that this is the point where maybe someone even starts crying. I can't just manage, they're shivering. Others, they start going through different, they fail to cope with this. They can't, it's very negative. And it affects your performance. So how do we deal with such kind of a situation, friends, as musicians? How do we handle this? It's real important, and it comes whether you're professional. Now, let me tell you, whether you're professional or not, these experiences come. Whether you are prepared or not, it doesn't know anybody. Anxiety doesn't know anybody. There will be a situation where you just feel them. Pathological anxiety, anxious arousal occurs in situations where the individual cannot identify the cause of the anxiety. You are confused. You can't. What is happening to me? This state is often referred to as, it's a generalized anxiety disorder. You can't. What is happening to my life? Why? I feel like I just need to drop myself. I feel like I can't just go on stage. No matter how people talk to you, you can't. So these things, friends, they affect us. Whether you're a director or you are whoever you are, these things will affect you. You forget the lines because of it. How do we cope with that situation is the topic for today. And you can go in detail. So performance anxiety, let's look at the symptom before we end. We'll be finishing soon. We want to make sure that we stick to time. So we are now, this is 6:26. I'm going to go to the comment sections, and I will see if there is any comment, and then I will, if you have any comment, please just put it in there, and we see how exactly you manage this situation. You are powerful. This is John Kangwa from Zambia. Lusaka. John, how are you doing, my friend? Indeed, and great. Please keep it up. Very important topic. Indeed. Thank you so much, John. It is a very crucial topic which affects every single one of us. Each of us, we are affected, John. No matter how professional you are, anxieties are absolutely crucial in our lives, in our performance. And the way we perform is a result of how we manage this stuff, these emotions. They are very strong. They can affect your performance at work. People may think you are incompetent. Friends, people may think you are incompetent because of these anxieties. People may think you are incompetent. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want people to think that we are incompetent just because we cannot handle these situations. So it's really important, friends, that we are aware of such things. We need to be aware of emotions that may affect us, whether you're a musician or you're not a musician. Let's look at the symptoms. Thank you, John, for that comment. Please type in as many comments as you have, and let's learn from each other. And if there is any question that you have, friend, please just put it in there and we'll visit it. Performance, dealing with anxieties. In your life, you might be going through different anxieties which have affected your performance, and they've affected how you're viewed at your workplace. Some of these things, we need to know them, and when they come. And so people may be looking down on you to say, this one, no, this one. Just because you failed to cope with anxieties. Now, if you cope with anxiety, it leads to confidence. Look at this. At first, when I was starting this program, oh my goodness, I was going through, are my gadgets going to work? Are this going to work? Is John going to perform well? Are they going to hear the sound? And you start looking at all those things, and then emotions come. And we'll see what happens. Let's look at the symptoms. This is crucial. Physiological arousal. They increase heart rate. Sweating. Shortness of breath. Do you experience this? Upset of stomach. Let me tell you, I do face some of these things, friends. I do actually. Sometimes when I'm just going to perform on stage, you start sweating on your fingers. Start just feeling sweating. You try to rub your fingers. They're just sweating. That is anxiety, friends. Sometimes you just have a running tummy. All of a sudden, you just feel your tummy. It's just moving all over the place. That's anxiety. So it's really, you just run of breath, shortness of breath. That's anxiety. You need to recognize that. And that can affect your performance, friend. Whether at work, anywhere where you are. And this is why this program, Ask John, he's here to share knowledge on how to cope with things that can affect us. In the end, we will be productive wherever we are. Share this video. Help your friend who may be going through such kind of situations and they feel like they can't do it. It's coping with anxiety. We have also another symptom. This is a psychological and emotional symptom. Exaggerated feelings of apprehension. Fear of failure. You are scared of failing as a musician. You're scared. What do you experience? You're scared of failure. Maybe your boss at work. Your boss's at work is going to be there and you're presenting. And you're scared of failure. And what happens? Anxiety. And it ruins your life. And then people at the end of the program, they go, oh, is that the teacher you brought in the school? Look, they failed to do that. Just because you failed to manage that situation. Fear of failure leads you to failure in the end. So don't. How do we cope with anxiety, friends? Some of the anxiety, of course, we need God's intervention to help us. So these are crucial anxieties. You lose your breath and you just feel like you can't breathe, sweating all over the body, running tummy all of a sudden. You've been good and all of a sudden you just want to go to the toilet, over and way, back. It's anxiety, friend. So we have cognitive factors, lack of concentration due to negative thoughts, memory lapses. These are all symptoms of anxiety, friends. You just can't concentrate all of a sudden. You just can't. You are hit by the situation. How do we cope with that? So friends, factors which affect performance anxiety. Let's look at that. So we have the symptoms: sweating, running tummy, all of a sudden, and the effect. We are looking at a topic that will help us become more productive wherever we are, in whichever situation. These are lessons that will boost our performance and prepare us for challenges. When we are faced with challenges, we want to look at what are things that can help us to manage anxiety. But let's look at, now having looked at the types and symptoms of the anxiety, now let's look at the factors that affect this, the performance. First is the characteristics of a performer. Know who you are. Characteristics of the planned performing environment. The place where you're going to perform. Is everything set? Now this is crucial, friends, because this can lead you to unnecessary anxiety. The environment where you are. So let's take, for instance, you're going to perform, and the people that you're going to perform to are not organized. Now, as a musician, friends, you need to stand your grounds. People need to do their parts. If the equipment is not good enough, just don't perform. If they're not organized, you do your part, they do their part. If you have given them what you need, I need A, B, C, D for me to come and perform. They need to work on that. And they need to make sure that they have set up everything in time and everything is tested. If such things are not done and you start running after them, they might lead you to experience anxiety. Because now you are worried about the sound. You are worried about all this. You see, when I'm here, I make sure all the cameras are good. The batteries are set. The sound system is all good. The microphones are all set, connected in good time. And the environment is quiet. My computer is okay. The internet is okay. And then I just sit here and present. It minimizes the possibility of me experiencing anxiety because I'm prepared. So mind that, friends, the nature of the music to be performed. Now, this is a very crucial aspect. If you know the piece is very complicated, you need to look at that. Of course, you can challenge yourself, but are you ready to perform that piece? Because if it is very, 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 very difficult, your brain will already be damaged. Your brain is already defeated. So there is a section where I cannot do it. And because of that section, it brings about anxiety, which will affect the entire performance. So look at these aspects. Look at the nature of the music that you're going to perform, all which your child is going to perform in your school. It's very important as a teacher. It is very important to consider that aspect, the music to be performed. And you will see that, friends, it will actually reduce the possibility of anxiety. It will reduce. You need to look at the music that you are giving to the child. The process of preparation is very important. You need to look at the process of your preparation. Are you prepared to perform or not? And in those people, if you're at work, please, you need to communicate your feelings, your professional. If they give things to you, they give things to you that you can't do, don't say yes. Just tell them, no, you can't. It doesn't mean you are incompetent. No, you're just trying to be professional. To know that this I can do, this I can't do, this I need time, this I don't. That way, you will increase the rate of your performance and effectiveness. So the process of preparation is very important, because if you are not prepared enough, it can lead to failure, friends. So the performers state immediately prayer after performance is also important. Many are times when after performance we want to hear words, and if you hear negatives, as a musicians, they don't want to hear any negative. You don't want to. And for the wives, those who are married to musicians, friends, oh my goodness, the wives are in trouble. They're always in trouble. How did I perform? And every wife wants to give the best that they can. Friends, you know exactly what happens. After performance, don't always look for positives. Sometimes negatives are good, because they enhance productivity and perfection and improvement for your future performance. So the actual performance, you need to look at that, and the post-performance feedback. And friends, these are very crucial topics. Now let's end by looking at how do we deal with performance anxiety. And so after we look at that, then we are done. And after that, we will look forward to next week. So how do we deal with that? Now I'm going to just state a few points on how you deal with anxiety. Of course, you need to prepare. You need to look at the music that you're going to perform. You need to go through everything that you need to use. And then so preparation is very important, knowing the environment, making sure everything is okay. But as we go through the final part, we are done, and then so I'll give you just how you deal with performance, just a few lines that you can consider in your next performance. But in the meantime, let's listen to this.
You may be a music teacher, a musician, a school administrator, a parent, a music student, or even a music fan. Join John Chitambo, an accomplished international music educator, on an enriching online live stream show, Ask John, a community educational program where music-related issues are addressed.
All right. And now we are going to the end of our program, and let's look at how we can deal with performance anxiety. So I'm going to first approach the teachers. Make sure students play appropriate music. Okay, that's one point. And now you can expand that statement. Make sure that you are fit for that task, for that challenge. For pupils, make sure that your pupils, your students, have appropriate music to perform. Because anxieties have got a lifelong or future effects to children. And some of the children who are experiencing so many complications today, it's because of things, little things, which happened to them when they were young. We need to be very careful as teachers, as parents. You can challenge your children. Yes, challenge is another. But you need to know your children. You need to understand that certain things can affect your child, can affect you in your adult time. So you need to be aware. As much as you want challenges for children, for your students, for yourself, you need to understand yourself. You need to understand the environment. You need to be aware of yourself. And because we are dealing with children here, the effects will only be heard by the children. So certain behaviors that children are portraying today is because of things that happened to them. Adults today are having anxieties, things that happened when they were young, and now they're manifesting in their adult. So we need to be aware of every little thing that we give as a challenge to the children. We need to. As educational people, educationalists, we need to be aware. As much as we want to challenge the children, but we need to be aware that certain things can affect the children even as they grow. So make sure you give children appropriate music. Parents, you need to be aware. And especially when they fail, when they perform that piece and they fail, and it doesn't come out nice, not as they expected, those things can have a life effect. in future when they're old. So we need to be aware of those. Do not overvalue the importance of the performance. Do not overvalue. Prepare calmly. Make sure you have enough preparation. Prepare enough. Don't do it when it's not prepared. Don't come up with a concert which is not prepared. Look at your time, because these things will help you to avoid anxiety. Know your environment. Reflect, evaluate, and make future plans after your performance. Plan in advance. And when you know that, when you know, at my workplace, I must tell you, I've got a best line manager, who looks at things way ahead and very understanding, because always she will tell me when things are not able to, if we are not able to do it, she will understand. So we look at things together and we look at the time together. So with people around you should know things, should evaluate, you should work well with people around you, because people around you are very important for you to have effective production. Remember, our time is 45 minutes. We have 2 minutes before we end, and we have to stick to that time. So make sure you evaluate, make sure you understand the environment, prepare well in advance. You can avoid these issues. And before engaging students, before engaging yourself in any kind of setting, be it competition, especially this aspect of competition. Friends, I've always said, I don't advocate for competition. I like competition. It's really good. It's really good. It challenges students. But students can still be challenged in another way. But if you want to come up with competition in school, don't just put pupils on stage. Know the pupils. Don't just look at yourself as a teacher. No, if this child is not selected, what effects are going to be there on this child? So you don't just enroll every single jig and jam and whatever, Jim and Jack. You need to know your pupils. You need to know yourself as well. Because even myself, if I fail, I'll have some effects. And how I cope with that failure will have some impact as I move on next. Now, imagine this is a child. So they might not show it today, but as they grow, and imagine they fail again. And these are some of the effects that come in the long run. So if you are setting up a competition, don't just look at the music. I don't judge my pupils. I want to celebrate their development. Most parents, of course, they are very competitive. They want to compete. I think that's the only way you can challenge children. But there are so many ways without having to ensure that children, some, they want challenges and they cope with it. Others, they are beaten completely. So you need to know your children as you involve them in issues. You must assess them. You need to look at their readiness. Are they ready to do that? Don't just say because they can play. Judgment comes, the child feels low. And again, the judgment comes, and the parents force the child to do that again. The child fails, is judged again. Music should be celebrated. No competition. Competition is there. Focus on developing every single child who is there. Every single child who is there. Because they are in the process of development. Should be judged positively. Okay, friends, this is what I had for you today. And indeed, we all face with challenges. We all face with this anxiety. And coping with anxiety is something that is of a huge challenge for each one of us. For each of us, we are faced with anxieties, and how to cope with them means our problem. How successful we are going to be. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I'm looking forward to the next program. The next program is going to be looking at how society music. We'll hear from parents. We'll hear from members of as they speak their minds regarding this. Look forward to seeing you. If you have any question, friend, just drop me an email or just type a comment. Please share. I will see you next week, and bye for now. Thank you very much. If there is anyone with a question, I said, let's continue learning from each other. I will see you next week, same time, same place, and invite your and learn. If you're a musician, come and hear how society look at music. What are their perceptions regarding music? Look at this. I'm not the one who's going to say, hear the views from members of the public. Thank you very much, and bye for now.